Hey, here's the update on the Morley Mortiser. I'm going to rename it though to Moron Mortiser, but actually a pretty easy project. It took about a quarter sheet of half or 3/4 inch oak plywood, about $85 for that. I probably could use something other than that, but this one was the least amount of rocking chair in it. In the front of the sheet that you can see there pretty well is a bunch of dovetail cut through it so that those micro jigs can slide in and out there pretty easily and be able to clamp your work down. That's an apron that I have in there right now. And if you look at the top part of it, it's got this top panel here. It actually slides back and forth on top of this other one that's underneath there. It's 2 layers thick. And then these are limiters right here for the router to run into. This is a 5/8 inch bushing cutout, so I can use bushings in my router, the 5/8 inch one, and then I can do it, kind of keep everything without getting too squirrely. Everything works on center lines. You can see I've got a center line here. That center line's taken down on the inside here. So everything works from a center line. And basically what you have to do is figure out basically where the center is of your pieces. Like this apron I've got in here, you got to find the center of it this way in that slot. And the best way to do that is I've got a 5/8 inch piece of block that's cut. I can set it down in there, and when those lines intersect down there, the one on my apron and the one on there, I know it's okay, and I can slide this back and forth to be able to get that. The other thing you have to get is the travel to know how much your tenon's length is going to be. And you can do that by cutting a shim that fits in here. And that shim's got to be the width of your router plate plus your shim, or plus your length of your tenon. My router plate's 6 inches, and my shim, or my tenons are 2 and 15 or 2 and 5/16. So you add those together and that comes up to 8 and 5/16. But I'm using a 3/8 inch bit, so when I plunge in there I lose 3/8 of that travel already. So I'm trying to figure out how I need to travel. Well, you subtract the 3/8 from that and you end up coming up with 7 and 15/16. So what you do then is you cut a shim 7 and 15/16 using a 3/8 inch bit, and you draw a center down the middle of that. You line up that center line with these on there, slide your limiters over, and then that will give you dead center on that. So you should all be good at that point. Now, all you got to do is put your piece in there, line up the center lines, and get busy with it. So we'll see how that works out here. I'm going to go ahead and make a cut and see what it looks like. All right, so I'll take my router, set it in there, that 5/8 inch bushing in there. I set the router for a 3/4 inch plunge, so to give you a 3/4 inch tenon in each piece, both the leg and into the apron. I didn't have my router ready to go. So I'm in. I drop my router to hit my workpiece. I've already set my distance thing, put a 3/4 inch thing in there so I can start to route. But safety first. Put on my glasses. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Gotta love the routers, they make a mess. So you do that, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this off here and see what we got. Makes a nice tenon. And the thing about that is you cut up a bunch of stock and you're able to have that available. So I just whip this down around to the edges and hopefully it won't fit. Might be a little heavy, might just be a little sanding, but it's pretty close to where I need to be. It actually probably would fit. I knew this was just a little on the thick side, so I'm gonna have to redo this and just take a shave off of this thing here. It'd probably be in good shape. Off camera, I went ahead and ran this through my thickness planer and took about a 32nd off it. And then I cut off a little short of 1.5 inches because I got 3/4 inch mortises. I also cut one on the table leg. We're using the same method. That's in the apron. Those will come together like this. And so I cut a domino, so to speak, or a loose tenon screw festool, and those can pop in there like that. And the other one can come in here. The top was here. Slide that in like that. Work them together, and you got yourself a nice loose tenon. Put a little glue on there, and that loose tenon be just as good as one you did cut right into it and took all the other time. Works pretty damn slick. You can center it right inside of the leg, and works out real good. So nice thing about that is that I can cut a bunch of tenons out of this, and so I've got the setup already where I'm using the 7 and 15/16 inch spacer, and now I can use the 1 and 15/16 tenon. Now this is probably a little undersized for this, but it'd be a little bit wider probably, but we're talking holds together pretty good. Anyhow, I got plans on this, so go out on the internet and download them others and fuck with it yourself and send me money. Hope you guys are having a good day. Talk to you later. Naughty out.